and digital forensics. So hack has been done, everything has been done. Now you have to look for some interesting locations. Or maybe you need to go deep dive in order to find the root cause analysis. What was the problem? Trojan came, malware came. What you will do to your system? Generally, a normal layman, what will do? Will just like reformat the system. No, there's no. You have not finding out the root cause. Why this thing happened? Maybe in the network. Why the thing was choking down? These things we're gonna talk about over here. All right. Then, like couple of things are there. We want to talk about like hardware forensics over here. You have like hard disk over here. You have imaging over here. How to take the imaging. How to talk about like RAM. How to take the mobile, like you can say mobile image also, or you can talk about your RAM for your system as well. There's no problem. Virtual machine. How will you analyze that too? A router, I'll give you how you'll analyze that too. And security appliance, I'll give you how you will test that. Okay, so these things is going to be their chain of custody, Windows investigations, Linux investigation. What are the interesting places that we look for? All right, these things we'll be talking about through some challenges, through some short questions and concepts. Concept will be there. It's important to understand the concept, guys. Then we will go to the hands-on. I know like everyone wants an hands-on, otherwise this training would be not an interesting training. But yes, in order to build that skill, concept is equally important. All right. So we're gonna be talking about that too, right? Post-instant active like investigation, you can say report writing is one of the thing over here majorly, because at the end, like whether you do pen testing, vulnerability assessment, or whatever you do as a manager also, as a SOC manager also, as a team lead or as an operation lead also, proposals, business proposal or these things comes under reporting as well, right? So you need to see that what are the key points that we need to focus on as a manager as well, and as a technical person as well. We need to focus on all the things what are there, right? As I told you, at every location there is like couple of tools written. For sure we have to cover that. So tools are not limited to this. We'll be learning more than that for sure. That is 100%. That all depends like how the batch flow goes over here. All right. So digital forensics, guys, we'll start, and I'll merge now. I'll start merging the things. Right. That means like if we are studying this thing. So today, let's suppose we study the process of this thing, right? And if we talk about digital forensics, how we can do practically, right? Everything practically, and it's better that we do on your base system so that you can carve some good amount of information. Like for example, like your password, browser password, history password, RAM thing. How can we analyze those things? Okay, so in a practical manner, we're going to take some chances and we're going to some solve some cases. Okay, those are demo cases, but sure, we're gonna make some cases over here and make ourselves interesting. So like 1 hour, 1.5 hour theory, and then everything goes around in the practical. Everything goes around with us in the practical. Small things make a big empire over here in forensic. Okay, so that is my agenda, like to cover this module, right? Today we'll study forensics process. Okay, forensics process, live forensics we will cover, and we will cover at least 2 3 tools on the screen. Okay, so you're gonna cover like forensics, like basic process. We're gonna cover like live forensic, Linux and Windows both, right? I think we discussed some of the commands before as well. So just a quick revision over that too. Just quick revision over that too. That what all things we can cover, and after that we will do some RAM forensics today. Okay, some cases we're gonna take a case which we'll take. So we'll take, guys, 2 3 things into the consideration. We'll take this part, and I will take this thing also with you. So sys internal suit, in the course where you must have seen, like I have written, we have written 2 3 places. IR also it is comfortable, digital forensics also it is comfortable, and it is a very nice tool, right? And volatility. Okay, if we cover this much, like you will see how much big this an intense session is going to be. So we'll start with the process of digital forensics over here. So we are not doing human forensics, we are doing digital forensics over here. Intro will take, first of all, we'll study process, right? The basic things we have to study is the process over here. So entire class will be depending upon this domain, process, live forensics, and let's see what else we can cover inside one class. Okay, in this proper jam pack session over here. So let's start with the process, guys. process of digital forensics. Okay, so as you can see the intro, this like we have made a complete doc over here. I can share with you as it is, as I told you. There's no issues at all. But you will see over here like forensics and forensic science. Basically, over here they are talking about gathering the information about the past which has to be present in the court for any kind of criminal activities. Just a question: if a system is hacked in process and we suspect the theft is in process, what is considered? Should we keep the system online or should we disconnect it? If the hack is in process, right, you have to stop it. Yeah, you will make a video, right, that you are doing this thing. But yes, you have to isolate that one, Mr. Sanjay, for you. Okay, at least you can do. But you have to make the video that you are doing this thing, or maybe like images that yes, you have done this thing for you, right? Because threat, now this you're combining whole of the stuff. So yes, threat, you have to manage the stuff, right? So you have to stop it. Yes, you can do that. Okay, so guys, over here then we'll discuss. So you can see guys, there is like digital forensics is a branch of forensic science that deals with the recovery, right? That deals with the recovery of investigation found in the digital devices, often relation to the computer crime. Okay, so it's a very broad term, but all of the informations are there into our system. As I always say, we all studied, right? Registries, like hard disk, we're gonna study. SSDs are also there today. Ultrabooks all are having SSDs, right? So tools are there in digital forensics. Yes, we have to invest a little. Whatever we learn right now, whatever we learn, we are learning from the prospect of a SOC. But this is altogether a different field, altogether. Okay, so there are a couple of tools which are running since ages. Ages. When I say the next paragraph says about that only, when we talk about your NKS and FTK. Guys, it is running from 1990s era, that moment, right? NKS is running from there. And there is over now, if you talk about NKS as a product, it's very famous right now, very much expensive. Over 16 lakh, 17 lakh in India, it will go, no problem. Mobile, they have added mobile acquisition, data acquisition as a very nice point over there. Okay, FTK Imager, FTK has a lot of product also. FTK is also famous for that. Okay, that can do live forensic also, or generally we say like static data acquisition or live data acquisition. Static is one which you store on your something like USBs you have, email like something you have, or hard disk you have. FTK and all these things will work on RAM also when we talk about volatile stuff. And today, when you do the practicals, guys, you will see like you can analyze with your system also. Even if you shut down, you come back, still you will have some data with your RAM. Not the new data, you will have some old data as well with you. There is a concept for that too. We'll come and discuss on that. Okay, so just like we have CERT, right? We all know like CERT, Computer Emergency Response Team, right? This organization is maintaining your incident response and it is used for handling the stuff. Okay, just like that, we have a group of thing which is working with us, which is Scientific Working Group on Digital Evidence, SWGDE, we call it. Okay, so these are the like these are, I would say, this is a standardization body basically, which gives some guidelines for the digital forensics. Just like you must have seen guideline for NIST is also there. Okay, guideline for CERT also comes up, right? CERT gives you certain kind of recommendation. They also give us something, and we have an ISO standard for that. Just like we have 27001 lead implementation lead auditor, 20500, I think that is for the BCP, business continuity management, BCM. Then we have 17025. This is for general requirement for competence testing and calibration laboratories. Okay, we can make a task on it, guys. Like you can get some checklist for yourself over here when you're using this kind of standard. Okay, why it is useful, not in the SOC room, never it is useful, just for your own purposeful knowledge, it is very useful over here. Okay, then we have branches. So you see computer forensics, we have mobile device. If you talk about Android, iOS, everything is there. Network forensics, okay. Forensics, data analytics, database forensics. Now database, couple of things we can say about it here over here. Like SQLite database is there that is used in the mobile application, right? Similarly, we have database for the applications as well. That is also possible. Spare database for the web server, that is also possible. So there lot of branches opens up in front of us. Okay, cloud forensic is there. When we talk about cloud forensics, we do have like Dropbox with us. Okay, so we do have like OneDrive, Apple Cloud. If we have an app for it, for sure it is having some data associated with it inside itself. Okay, possibility is there. Possibility is there. Cool. Then if you remember, right, so here we have something which is like it is talking about the case of hosting options profile India. We're just taking intro, some case studies I'm taking. Three case study, I'll take the best one in front of you. Okay. So here what happens? So case studies are there. Here what happened? The case of hosting options profile India. Nothing has really happened until it is recorded. So complete status, some unknown person has created an email address using our email and had used it ID to post messages on 5 web pages describing herself as a call girl with her contact numbers. As a result, she's receiving lot of offended call from men. And to be very frank, this is a very simple thing which happens in the organization also. Identity theft, we call it. Okay. First of all, two things coming in over here. One hack is also coming over here. So, guys, sending an email address from your name to anybody else. This is possible, yes or no? Sending a mail. Let's suppose you know my email address, okay? Right? You spoof it and then you send it to another person. Possible, correct? How we can do this thing? How people achieve this thing? Anybody know? Let's create an incident, right? Possibility is there. How we create it? Anybody? You all created a mail on Proton email, correct? Everybody has it now. Everybody knows. Okay. So you can spoof this one and you can send, let's suppose, I'll create a scenario in front of you, right? You think of the next part because you all belong to blue teaming. Okay. We'll come to phishing analysis is there in incident, right? So I'm mapping now. See, I'll do a hack in front of you. I'm mapping now. Okay. So guys, this is the website mki.cz. Okay. mki.cz is a fake mailer. Correct. Everybody, like you can try out if you want to try. I'm giving you 2 minutes. Everybody, be on this link. Okay. And like whatever email you want to draft, just set it to low priority over here. Just set it to low priority. Send it to yourself or maybe and check whether it is coming to inbox or it is coming to spam box. First thing. First thing you will check this. Okay. Second thing, how this thing is possible. We have to think. If this thing is open to anybody in the world, anybody can use it rigorously. Okay. And there is no setting I have to do. I have to just come over here, do the theft, and just flew away. Okay. If this thing is happening, guys, then anybody can spoof the email and send it to us also. Okay. First thing is this I told you. Like this is a complete phishing. Like this is a complete phishing kind of stuff that you are using someone's name to send the email address or to send some email or maybe like you can say like policy change or something, right? There is something going on in the office, or you have to come now, the office is open. Something like this interesting we can make and we can do it. There's no problem. Okay. Second thing is over here. Second thing, think about it. Second thing over here is they are posting it on the social media. Something is happening with a girl, wrong information. Everything is posting. Okay. Now see the investigation, how the investigation goes. Investigation team access the web pages where these profiles were being uploaded. The message has been posted on 5 groups. One of the group was a public group. Okay. Investigation team obtained the access logs of the public group and the message to the identity of the IP address post to this address, right? To be very frank, to be very frank, can we do this thing easily? Do you think, as a normal person? Access the logs of the public group and message the identity to the IP address means like gathering the IP address. Is it possible? Is it like really easy for a person or a candidate to get the IP address easily? Nope. Right. So over here, if you remember, if you see the first class or something when we define forensics and investigation, two things are there. In investigation, we have to bring law enforcement. This thing can be done over here, but like India for sure will take a longer time. Like we can think of other countries that do it, but take a longer time. Possibility is there. Okay, it will take a longer time, but possibility is there. But we have to bring upon some law enforcement over here, right? So ISP was identified with the help of publicly available internet sites. A request was being made to the ISP to provide the details of the computer and the IP address with the time where it is posted. This means two names and IP address of the two cyber cafe located in Mumbai region to the police. It has been there. Okay. Now, what they do, they scrutinize the register maintained by the like cyber cafes, and they found that one of the case complaint had been signed on the register. Okay, so what they did is like they cross-examine everything because like once the investigation team go, they go to very depth over here. So now till now, no digital thing going on. See how they go around. During one of the meetings, they revealed like one of the formal college, she refused to a former college who had proposed the marriage. Okay, so in that view, they arrested the two-person. They seized the mobile phone from him, right? And when they examine the SIM phone and the like card over there, the telephone number was posted on the internet. It is observed that the phone had the compliant phone number that was posted. That means like she was maybe the suspect who was the person over there. He was holding the number of the girl in the contact list, and they were able to identify. But in this whole case, there is nothing digitally until and unless they suspect it over here, right? But we are belonging to what? We are belonging to SOC environment. Okay, we have to think of something which brings upon with us regarding the SOC part. Okay, so we'll be talking about like guys, your CERT over here. CERT can help us. Cyber cell to some extent they help us, right? And what all things are available and must be submittable in the court, we have to see that.